as the Dominion's defenses collapsed. And then the humans spoke. Across every channel, every frequency, their words thundered. Mercy is for the innocent. Mercy is for the helpless. You spat on it. Now you will learn Earth's vengeance is infinite. The words were not shouted. They were cold, measured, delivered in the tone of a judge passing sentence. That was worse than rage. It was certainty. Velkar burned. Ashes and whispers. When the fires finally dimmed, when the last Dominion fleet was cinders drifting among the stars, silence fell again. No Terran banners were raised. No worlds were claimed. The humans did not stay. They came, destroyed, and vanished into the void. What remained of the Sarathi Dominion was rubble and shadows. The galaxy trembled. Every tavern, every port, every council chamber now whispered the same warning. Do not provoke Earth. Do not test their patience. Their silence is not weakness. Their mercy is not cowardice. Their vengeance is not war, it is extinction. Some claim survivors of the hospital ship's attack were found later, adrift in escape pods, pulled from the void by human patrols. They were told of what had been done in their name. Some wept. Others could only sit in silence, knowing entire empires had been burned to avenge them. The galaxy had witnessed the truth. Earth could endure 1,000 insults, but strike against their innocence, desecrate their mercy, and humanity would answer with storms that lit the skies. The lesson etched itself into history, unforgotten, unchallenged. From that day forward, even the fiercest warlords bowed their heads when Terran hospital ships passed through their sectors. And in the deepest corners of the galaxy, where fear itself has roots, one phrase endured. Never provoke Earth again. A mercy vessel turned to ash. They called it a strike of opportunity, a chance to make the galaxy fear their banners. The Arkath raiding fleet drifted in from the dark, cloaked in shadow, watching the lone vessel move slowly between stars. It bore no weapons. Its hull shimmered white, lined with blue symbols understood in every known language. Medical relief neutral, do not attack. Inside were doctors, nurses, and volunteers, humans tending not only to their own but to the wounded of other species. It was Earth's tradition, its offering to the galaxy, a promise that even in war, mercy would sail the stars. The Arkath saw weakness. With laughter vibrating across their comms, they cut their drives and released fire. Plasma lances tore through the hull, igniting oxygen lines, splitting the decks. Screams were brief, cut off by depressurization. The Arkath commanders didn't stop until the hospital ship was nothing but drifting shards and frozen corpses. They celebrated. To them it was a warning. Humanity had grown soft, crippled by compassion. What were soldiers without cruelty? What was a species that still clung to ideals of neutrality? The Arkath called it the day Earth's white ship burned. And then they boasted. The mockery of a galaxy. In their victory halls, the Arkath raised goblets of blood metal and sang of their strike. The story spread beyond their empire, carried on trade lanes and intercepted by distant watchers. The Jari Syndicate joked that humanity would write a protest letter. The Ikath court declared humans too civilized to spill blood over mere insult. The galaxy chuckled at Earth's silence, mistaking patience for fear. Even among allies, whispers spread. Perhaps humanity's will was soft. They remembered the days when Terran fleets broke sieges and burned pirate armadas from the sky, but that was centuries past. Surely now, humans were tired. Surely now, they were too moral to rise. So the galaxy laughed while Earth wept. And in the quiet corridors of Terran command, grief was weighed, recorded, and translated into something else. Not forgiveness, not diplomacy. Vengeance. The silence before the storm. For 13 days the galaxy saw nothing. No words from Earth. No transmissions. No ambassadors storming into alien halls. Just silence. The Arcath mocked louder, emboldened by the stillness. They broadcast the destruction across neutral nets. They dared Earth to answer. And then the skis shifted. The first sign was in the void around Sol, where traffic ceased. Civilian lanes were emptied, merchant ships diverted, deep dock stations locked down. Then came the shadows, massive dry docks unsealing, kilometer-long hangars opening their teeth. From beneath the crust of Luna and the black oceans of Europa, ships older than most empires stirred. It began with a whisper, a single message pushed across every open channel. This is Earth Command. To those who defiled the white ship, your time is over. The transmission carried no anger, only cold certainty. Galactic observers reported strange movements, dreadnoughts rising from Mars shipyards, carriers lighting their reactors, strike craft swarming like locusts. Civilizations watched and remembered what they had forgotten. Humanity did not scream when it bled. Humanity prepared. The silence was broken not by cries, but by the thunder of engines awakening. The sky burns with retribution. The Arcath fleet sat smugly above one of their fortress worlds when the void itself warped. Space folded, and human dreadnoughts emerged in silence, hulks of black steel blotting out the stars, their hulls scarred from old wars but bristling with weapons that glowed like caged suns. The Arcath laughed at first, then the humans fired. Orbital batteries were silenced in seconds. Arcath cruisers disintegrated under railgun salvos so powerful they cracked their magnetic shields like glass. Carriers vomited squadrons of strike craft, each wave moving with machine precision, tearing through defenses with impossible efficiency. The Arcath tried to respond. Commands barked, fleets scrambled, but for every ship that rose, 10 fell. Humanity did not fight as before. It was something colder now, surgical, merciless. Each bombardment was measured, each strike carved not just through hulls, but through pride, through certainty, through the very soul of their empire. On the fortress world below, the skis lit up like dawn, except this dawn rained steel. Kinetic rods fell from orbit, striking with the weight of mountains. Cities turned to glass. Military bastions cracked open like eggs. Witnesses spoke of one moment above all. A single Terran dreadnought hovering silent, its guns cooling, as it projected an image into the skis of the burning world. The white hull of the destroyed hospital ship, whole again, with one line beneath it. Mercy was our gift, you chose to spit on it. Then fire erased the horizon. Echoes in the ashes. The war did not last long. It was not a war at all, it was a reckoning. Entire fleets of the Arcath fell in days. Their colonies went dark, communications severed by precision strikes. No negotiation came, no offer of peace. Just silence, broken only by the roar of Terran engines. The galaxy trembled. Those who had laughed at Earth's weakness watched in terror as each retaliation was broadcast live, uncut, unedited, undeniable. The message was carved into every species' memory. Humans could build mercy ships, yes, but they also built judgment fleets. And when forced, they would unleash them with biblical fury. At last, when the Arcath sued for surrender, they begged before hollow-eyed Terran admirals who did not answer. The fleets simply withdrew, leaving only ruin behind. The galaxy whispered, afraid to speak too loud. Never provoke Earth again. And in the quiet halls of human command, the images of the white ship remained, not to inspire vengeance but as a reminder of the cost. Mercy had been offered once. It would be offered again. But if broken, then, as the skis had already learned, humanity's vengeance was infinite. The sin against the helpless. The void was silent when it happened. The Mercy of Sol, a Terran hospital ship, drifted in orbit above the scarred moon of Farron III. Her hull was painted with white banners marked by a simple red cross, symbols so sacred across the stars that even in the bloodiest wars, they were untouchable. The ship was unarmed, her hangars filled not with fighters or bombers but with medical bays, triage wards and surgeons tending to the broken survivors of countless battles. And yet on that quiet rotation, her silence was shattered. The cordial Dominion did not hesitate. Their warships descended from hyperspace, gleaming with cruel edges, spitting laughter across comms before the first plasma lances struck. See how fragile they are. Humans hide their wounded in glass shells, burn them, burn their weakness. The Mercy of Sol tried to broadcast her plea, universal signals of neutrality, encrypted beacons marking her as a hospital vessel. The Dominion ignored them. Their cannons tore open her sides, venting screams and fire into the void. Thousands of patients, Terran soldiers, alien allies, refugees, died in a single instant. When the burning hulk split apart, the cordial commander broadcast one final message across the sector. The humans claim mercy. We answer with mockery. Their strength is a myth. Today we prove it. The mockery of the arrogant. The Dominion celebrated as if they had slain gods. On their worlds, they replayed the images of the burning hospital ship as if it were a victory song. Citizens chanted in their plazas. Children painted murals of Terran corpses floating in space. Commanders exchanged toasts, drinking deep to humanity, cowardice. They will do nothing, one admiral sneered to his council. Humans are too bound by their own laws. They call themselves civilized. They will drown in their own restraint while we carve them apart. Even their scholars wrote mocking predictions. That Earth would